Where do you want to be to win in a trade war? We've got a beautiful chart. It says you want to be long the dollar, not gold. Where do you want to hide in the back 6 months of the year if this really escalates?
Well, obviously, if this really escalates, you want to go to the flight to quality type assets. So it'll be the dollar, the Swiss franc, the Japanese yen. But, you know, it is very difficult, especially if you're a long-only investor. You want to be looking for assets or strategies that have a very low correlation with traditionally equities and bonds or equities and credit. But, you know, that's not really our end game. I don't want to belittle what has been said and belittle the severity of the situation, because clearly the stakes have risen. But I think we have to remember and go back to the fact that, you know, will this escalate? We know that the market finds this very difficult to price. It's difficult for us to guess where political outcomes will come out at. So I think we have to remember that you have two global leaders who are pro-business and who know that a full-blown trade war obviously is not in the best interest of everybody. And they know also that politicians tend to use tariffs as a way to bring countries to the negotiation table. So the fact that the tariffs get implemented on Friday don't actually stop the ongoing talks or continuation of them. And if we look at the combination of a stronger dollar and a weaker stock market, that is actually not optimal for Mr. Trump going into the midterm elections. He, as we know, his power, and he knows it, is in his unpredictability.
Yes.
He can change on a dime. We've seen that with North Korea last year. Last year, they were throwing words at each other, talking about pressing the button.
Yes.
This year, they're standing on the global stage, shaking hands and having their photos taken. So he's not afraid to change his mind.
So things change. And if he does change his mind on tariffs, what kind of upside for equity markets on these particular tariffs tomorrow? Because there's interesting debate going on as to what's priced in here. Have we priced in the full imposition of these tariffs, even if they're not material in themselves? Taxes on tariffs on $35 billion worth of imports from China into the United States might not be material. But if he changes his mind on this, surely that would be material.
No, that absolutely would be material. If there is some kind of agreement on the table and there's conciliatory talk, the markets would flip. You'd have stock markets up, you'd have bond yields up, and you'd have the dollar down. I think it's quite as simple as that.